కిరణ్ సార్ సార్
చెప్పమ్మా.
సార్ కాలేజ్ ఎప్పుడు నుండి సార్? హలో,
తెలీదమ్మా.
అంటే
Hi everyone. Good morning to one and all. I'm R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Chevrolet Engineering College. Today, in this class, we are going to discuss the manufacturing methods of polymer matrix composites, that is resin transfer molding and autoclave. So in the previous classes, we have discussed some of the manufacturing methods, that is filament winding, spray layup, hand layup, and some other process. Today we are going to discuss two more process. So that is resin transfer molding and autoclave. And this is my 24th class regarding to the advanced materials subject. And today's first process is resin transfer molding, shortly known as RTM. So in exams you can also ask in the short forms also. So describe about the RTM process. So you are aware of that short terms also. So in the resin transfer molding process, dry reinforcement is pre-shaped and oriented into the skeleton of the actual part, known as preforms, which is inserted into a matched die mold. So in this process, a preform is usually made and it is oriented in the dry reinforcement, which is directly inserted into a matched die mold. So it is directly inserted into the matched die mold. Next, the heated mold is closed and the liquid resin is injected. The heated mold is then closed and the liquid resin is then injected from one end and the part is cured in the mold. So this is the next step. So then the inserted resin is cured in the mold in the part and the mold is opened and the part is removed from the mold. So that is the basic process of the resin transfer molding. So in the picture you can see the transformations. So first one is the preform shape. So that is preform means reinforcement is pre-shaped and oriented into a skeleton type structure of the actual part. So you can see the hollow and skeleton type structure there. So that is a called as preform, and then it is inserted into the tool that is called a matched die mold. So it is inserted into the matched die mold. So the blue color you can see it in the picture is the matched die mold. Next, after closing the heated mold, the liquid resin is injected from the top of the closed mold. So the resin is injected from the top of the closed mold. Then it is cured in somewhat time. So that is in the room temperature. So you can see it in the yellowish color. So the curing is done in the yellowish colored part, and blue color part is the dye. And last one, when we remove the dye, the cured part is demolded from the mold and the part is removed from the mold. So this is the general process used in the resin transfer molding. So in the RTM process, first of all, a preform is formed and it is then inserted into the opening die, that is matched die. Then the resin is injected from the top of the die, that is from the top of the open die. Next, then it is cured at the room temperature and then it is demolded from the mold, that is removed from the mold. So these are the general steps considered for the process. So the main step is here to oriented the preformed shape. So orientation of the preformed shape is the main step here. Next, coming to the process, first of all, RTM process is a closed mold low pressure process. So it is a closed mold low pressure process, and a dry preform is placed in a matched metal die. We already know that dry preform is placed in a matched metal die. Then a vacuum pulls the low viscosity resin through a flow medium that helps the impregnate the preform. Impregnated means that is flown into the shape of the preforms. So that is called as impregnation. So that touches the surfaces of the preform. Next, resin may also be forced by means of a pump also. So it can be fixed or sent through the pipe also. So we can use it in both ways. So that is the process. And next you can see it in the picture. So first a preform is taken. So a preform is taken, then it is sent to the matching die. It is the matching die here. Then it is closed and compressed into the preformed shape. Then resin is transferred from the top of the die. So from the top of the die, resin is injected into the vacuum, and the part is then cured at the room temperature, and the cured part is then removed from the mold. So this is the general process in the RTM process. So in the second picture also you can see the process. First of all, we are going to manufacture the preformed one. So that is preforms. So preforms is the skeleton type structure which is used to manufacture the die. And second, it is lay up and draped into the die. Then the mold is closed and the resin is injected from the top of the mold. So here from it is through a pipe or opening. Then it is demolded and finally processed. So these are the general steps included in the process of the RTM. So the preforms plays an important role in the forming of the molded shape here. So we use it to take care of the forming the preforms. So we use it to take care of forming the preforms here. So that is the main part here. So that is the object and it is sent to the mold, that is called as opening die, matched metal die. So a dry preform is placed in a matched metal die. Then a vacuum pulls the low viscosity resin. So the resin property is the low viscosity. So it is sent through the pipe or opening. So opening of the die, and then it is cured in the die. and last step is after curing, then it removed from the mold, then it is removed from the mold. So this is the process of RTM. Next, this is the flow chart of the RTM process. So here two connections are indicated. First one is the catalyst and second one is the resin. So generally in the earlier classes we have discussed about the role played by the catalyst. A catalyst is used for non-chemical reactions, so not forming the chemical reactions and forming the bondage structure between the resin and the fibers, that is reinforcement and matrix. So here blue color is the catalyst link and red color is the resin link, that is the resin pipe link. So when we are used to send it to the fiber pack, that is the preformed shape, we use it with the help of the pump. So a pump is seen here in the green color. So pump is pumping the catalyst and resin to the certain flow channels. So the blue color is the flow channel of the catalyst and red color is the flow channel of the resin. So these are mixed at the mixing heads, you can see it in the picture, and from the mixing head it is directly sent to the fiber pack. There we can see the vent holes also. Some of the unwanted gases is removed from the vent holes. So some of the unwanted gases is removed from the vent holes. Then this is the preformed mold closed before the injection. So it is opened for the understanding sake of the students. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఓపెన్ డై. సో మనం ఎప్పుడైతే క్లోజ్ చేయక ముందులమ్మ, క్లోజ్ చేయక ముందు మోల్డ్ అనేది ఇలా ఉంటది మనకి. సో ఎప్పుడైతే ప్రీ ఫామ్ అనేది దాంట్లో ఫిక్స్ చేసుకొని మనం ఈ మోల్డ్ ని క్లోజ్ చేసేస్తున్నాము, మిక్సింగ్ హెడ్ నుంచి మనకి ఈ రెజిన్ అనేది దీంట్లోకి ఫ్లో అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో వెంట్ హోల్స్ కూడా ఇస్తున్నాం. వెంట్ హోల్స్ ఎందుకు ఇస్తున్నారో మీకు తెలుసు. సో ప్రొడక్షన్ టెక్నాలజీ సబ్జెక్ట్ లో చదువుతారు, మీరు అక్కడ స్టడీ చేస్తారు. సో ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారంటే వెంట్ హోల్స్ అన్వాంటెడ్ గ్యాసెస్ అనే వాటిని రిమూవ్ చేయడానికి వెంట్ హోల్స్ అనే వాటిని యూజ్ చేస్తాం. సో వెంట్ హోల్స్ ఆర్ యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ ది రిమూవల్ ఆఫ్ అన్వాంటెడ్ gases. So this is the basic flow chart of the resin transfer molding process. So you can draw it directly in the university exam. See it for a while. So let's see the process. So these transfer molding, which is known as resin transfer molding, is a closed mold process in which a pre-weighted amount of the polymer is preheated in a separate chamber that is called as transfer pot, and then it is forced into a preheated mold filled with a reinforcing fibers and taking a shape of the mold cavity, impregnating the fibers and performing curing during to heat and pressure applied to the material. So this is the process which is seen in the only one step. So it is generally resin transfer molding is a closed process, and it has the pre-mounted weight of a polymer which is heated into a separate chambers that is called transfer pot, and it is forced into a preheated mold filled with a reinforced fibers. Then the method uses a split mold and a third plate equipped with a plunger mounted in a hydraulic press. So it is a hydraulic press. You can see the plunger here. The method combines features of both compression mold, that is hydraulic pressing, the same molding materials, and injection molding. So injection molding you can use it as the ram as the plunger, and filling the mold through a sprue. So that is filled with the help of a sprue also. Sprue is the opening to the mold, and the type of molding material used in the compression molding is thermosetting resins. Then the transfer molding cycle time is shorter than the compression molding cycle, but longer than the injection molding. So it is somewhat higher than the injection molding cycle, but less than the compression molding cycle. Then the method is capable to provide very large parts. So these are generally used to make the very large parts, that is car body shells or any others, and these are more complicated than the compression molding. So it is very generally complicated and it has very complex shapes than the compression molding, but not as complicated as injection molding. So it is somewhat better than the injection molding. So this is the general process. So you can see the picture here. So this is the mold cavity here, closed mold cavity, and a sprue is attached to the mold cavity to the link between the charge and mold cavity. So this is the charge here. So charge means the resin, the heated resin. So when we are applying the charge, then the plunger is then pressed into the sprue, that is the pipe. Then it is sent to the mold cavity. So when the plunger is placed on the charge, so you can see it in the picture. So it is then compressed into the sprue and mold cavity, then to the ejector pin. So the molded part is seen here in the mold cavity, which is seen in the red color. So this is the process, which is a simple process. It is the pushing type method, that is the transferring type method. This is the pushing type So when you have pushed it into the heaters, then the plunger is applied some force on it, then the charge is sent to the mold cavity and then to the molded part, then it is sent to the molded part, and when the ejector pen is ejected from it, the mold cavity gets opened. So this is a simple process, you can see it in the very simple method. So the red color is the resin here and it is applied on the mold cavity when it is closed. So this is the process here which we can see in the transfer molding. And next one is the advantages and disadvantages. Coming to the advantages of the resin transfer molding, it it will require a very low skilled labor, so you cannot have a skill by making this process. You are well aware of it, so it can use the low skilled labors also. So the first advantage is the low skilled labor required. Next, low tooling cost, so though there is no additional tools used in this process also. So that is a low tooling cost. Next one is the low volatile emission, so no emission of the gases or any other resins to the outside of the mold. And required design tailorability, so depending upon the design of the mold cavity we can design the our required shapes. Large complex shapes and curvatures can be easily made, that is very large shapes also can be easily made in this process. Next one is the high level of automation. So automation process plays an important role in the resin transfer molding than the manual one, so which requires a high level of automation. And next one is the layup is simpler than the in manual operations. So it is very simple in the manual operations than the automated process. It takes less times to produce. So it takes less time to produce the it in the mold cavity. So it is, these are the different types of advantages for the resin transfer molding. Coming to the disadvantages, first one is the control of resin flow. So we use it to control the resin flow because it is entered through the sprue only. So we cannot see the actual level of the resin. So the controlling is very important. So that is the disadvantage here. Next, kinking of fibers. Kinking of fibers means the solidification occurs in the fibers, also an important disadvantage here. So we have in the flowing of resin. Next, criticality in mold design. So the mold design has very complex shapes and it is critical to design. So this is also a disadvantage. Next, mold design is complex and requires mold filling analysis. So even designing the molds or the desired it in the desired shapes, you require mold filling analysis. Mold filling analysis means what is the level of the mold and what is the level of the sprue and what is the level of the filling material in the mold. So the time required to fill the mold, what is the time required and what is the flow. So these are all comes under the mold filling analysis. Next, last one is the fiber reinforcement may wash or move during resin transfer. So when you are transferring the resin, the fiber reinforcement may wash or move, that is sticking to the these sprue and other parts. So that is also a disadvantage to the resin transfer molding. So these are the different advantages and disadvantages in the resin transfer molding. You can see it in the screen. So these are all about the resin transfer molding process. So you can write directly these steps in the exam level also. So I have prepared for that purpose only. So you can prepare directly from the slides also. No need of any other material. So this is easily explained and described in the slides only. So after the completion of resin transfer molding, we go to the autoclave process. So coming to the autoclave process, this autoclave curing is a method in which a part are molded by one of the open molding methods. So last one is the closed opening, last RTM also an opening molding method. So this is also an open molding method, one of the open molding method, and it is cured by a subsequent application of vacuum, heat and inert gas pressure. So this application is like the balloon. So when we are filling the gas into the balloon shape, so that is in the shape of a balloon. So somewhat gas pressure is applied to that balloon. So that is the same process used in the autoclave also. The molded part is first placed into a plastic bag from which air is exhausted by a vacuum pump. So the air is first placed, the molded part is first placed in the plastic bag, then the air is exhausted by the vacuum pump. Then this operation removes the air inclusions and volatile products from the molded parts. So any unwanted air or any other dust particles in the molded parts can be removed from this operation. So that is air exhausted by the vacuum pump. Some pressurized air is firstly sent to the molded part to remove the unwanted air inclusions and dirt particles. Next, then heat and inert gas pressure are applied in the autoclave, causing curing and densification of the material. So the heat applied from the outside densify the material, and the inert gas applied causes the curing. So that is the two types of operations taken from the heat and inert gas pressure. The heat applied is for the densification of the material and the inert gas pressure is for the curing. Next, this autoclave curing enables the fabrication of consistent homogeneous materials. So this also enables the fabrication of consistent homogeneous materials, and the method is relatively very expensive than the other materials and is used for the manufacturing high quality aerospace products. So it is highly used in the high quality aerospace products only, that is used for the manufacturing. So due to the uh, operations used, this method is relatively expensive than the other methods. So that is why the method is relatively expensive, used for the manufacturing of high quality aerospace products, that is the interior parts of the aerospace products. So in the picture you can see the line diagram of the autoclave. There you can see the bagging film and high autoclave pressure on the top of the layer, and then a vacuum pump, that is to the a section is sent to the vacuum pump, and this is the tool here for filling the bag. And pre-preg and breather. Pre-preg is the method of preparing a molded cavity, and this is the sealing strip. So this autoclave is a closed vessel. So generally this is a closed vessel, whether it is in the shape of round or cylindrical. So generally it is in the shape of cylindrical, and some conditions it is used in the round shape also, in which processes occur under simultaneous application of high temperature and pressure. So these processes occur under the simultaneous application of high temperature and pressure. So in the high autoclave pressure, you can apply the high temperatures, and when you are going to sealing the strip and close it the chamber, vacuum pump is used to fill the pressurized air. Then the breather and prepreg is formed into the mold cavity shape, and the tool is removed, and the tool is used to prepare the shape, that is take up the unwanted air inclusions. Then the high autoclave pressure is applied on it to the concerned shape. So that is the process included in the autoclave, which is a closed vessel, whether it is a round or cylindrical shape. So these are the this is the uh, layout which we have seen in the earlier slide also. So this is an example taken for the autoclave process to make a laminated composites. So these are the different types of lamina. You can see it in the picture, where we can see the different types of orientations. The orientations have been changed from each and every layer. So in the first one, that is the A layer, which is of 0 degrees. So the A is the first layer, and B is the second topmost layer, and X is the third topmost layer, and Y is the fourth topmost layer. So the lamina are divided into 8 parts. First top 4 are A, B and XY, which is on the top from the top view, and from the bottom view it is ABXY. So that is the repeated units. So from the top unit, A is equal to 0 degrees. So the orientation here occurs in the parallel way to the lamina edges. So that is in the 0 degrees. Then B is the 90 degrees. So it is perpendicular direction to the edges of the shape. So it is perpendicular direction. So it is, then it is from the minus 45 degrees in the X layer. So from the third layer, the angle formed is the minus 45 degrees, and in the Y direction it is, and in the Y lamina it is plus 45 degrees. So plus 45 degrees is formed in the Y lamina. So this is the 4 layers formed in the laminated composites, that is from the top view. From seeing the bottom view, that is last part is the 0. So that is 0 degrees of different variation, and then it is repeated from the B, that is 90 degrees, and X has the minus 45 degrees and Y has plus 45 degrees. So these are the different prepregs of different variations stacked to form a laminated composite. Stacked means combined to form a laminated composites. So in these, higher fiber volume fractions can be obtained, that is up to 60 to 65% of the fiber volume fractions can be obtained in these laminated composites. So that is the advantage of the autoclave process. So you can see it in the picture. So these are the autoclave process to make a laminated composite with different variations stacked. And then coming to the characteristics of the autoclave process, firstly, it is very high quality product. So due to its used compositions and the output, the autoclave method is a very high quality product, and it is different from the those manufacturing methods. It is from the hand layup and spray layup and filament winding. So this is a different process. Next one, it is generally prepregs are used. So generally prepregs are used in this process to form the desired and complex shapes. Next, chopped fibers with resins can also be used. So chopped fibers means we are cutting these fibers within a smaller fractions. So that also can be used with resin. But here we are using the long fibers only. So long fibers are used with the resin, and chopped fibers can also be used with the resin. So that is all also another way. Hybrid composites can be produced. So hybrid composites can be produced from the this autoclave method. Next, high fiber volume fractions can also be obtained. So we have discussed in the earlier slide that high fiber volume fractions can also be obtained, which is up to 60 to 65%. So that is 60 to 65% of the fiber volume fractions can also be obtained. Next, simultaneous application of high temperature and pressure helps in. So we are applying the high temperature and pressurized gas here. So this also helps in. So this helps in the consolidating the laminate. First one is the consolidating the laminate, and second one removing the entrapped air. Entrapped air means unwanted air, and last one curing the polymeric matrix. So the pressurized gas is used for the curing the polymer matrix, and high temperature is used for the consolidation of the laminate. So these are the different characteristics used in the autoclave process. So by now we have ended these. We have discussed these two methods, that is resin transfer molding and autoclave method. In the next class we are going to discuss about the prepregs and injection molding. Any doubts? Regarding today's class? Thank you.